Good morning. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Gutierrez, and I'm a multidimensional psychiatrist and the founder of the Waterkeepers community. And this morning, I wanted to come on and talk to you all about anxiety. I know that's not Monday morning actually is a great time to talk about anxiety. I'm sure some of you might be experiencing anxiety on a Monday morning. And what I've been reflecting on is that in the past year, we've all have been experiencing a global pandemic, and we have noticed how that has affected every corner of our lives. How we feel, the decisions we make, how we interact, and how it's affected just our work, our families, our personal lives. And what I have also witnessed in my work with individual clients and in my group work with the Waterkeepers community is that we also have a global pandemic of stress and anxiety, and yet we're not really talking about it and addressing it in the same way that we kind of, globally mobilized to deal with the coronavirus. The global pandemic of stress and anxiety, we've sort of have habituated and tolerated and conditioned ourselves to accept that this is just how life is. This is just how the world operates, and this is just how we have to deal. And I'm not quite happy with that. And I am always interested in getting to the root cause of something. And so when I see the global pandemic of stress and anxiety, I've been really observing, like, what is going on? What is at the core belief system that allows this pandemic to keep on persisting and continuing? And what I have come to, this is my understanding of what anxiety really is, and this is through listening to the clients I work with, through listening to my own experience with anxiety. What I believe anxiety comes down to is a feeling that it is not safe to be ourselves. And not only is it not safe, but it's not enough. It's not enough to just be ourselves. That if we're just ourselves, we will not receive the love, the support, the acceptance, and the success that we so desperately want and desire and are designed to receive. And so from a very young age, we've just gotten all these directions, redirections, corrections around how we need to be, what we need to do, how we need to act, how we need to show up. And from a very young age, we just got the message that you just can't be yourself. Like, that's not good enough, and that's not gonna help you make it in the world. And so we've gotten very used to constantly feeling like I gotta do something more or be something else in order for me to be okay. And it's this constant message we get that you have to be something you're not, or do something more than what you're currently doing, that creates this constant level of anxiety. Because if you just can't relax and just be who you are in the moment and know that you are enough, just being who you are, then there's always this constant feeling of I have to be doing something else, I have to be doing something more, or I have to be someone else or be someone more. And that shows up in all sorts of ways, in how we have to work harder, how we have to look a certain way, and how we have to act around certain people. And it's this disconnection, this this dyssynchrony between you're not enough with just being who you are right now in this moment, doing what you're doing. That is exhausting. It creates a constant sense of, I can't just relax and trust. Relax and trust that I can just be myself and that being myself is enough. That it's safe to be you, and just being you is enough. So this is, I believe, something that we have to remember and be reminded of, and more importantly, be around an environment and people that validate and reflect this truth to us. The reason the pandemic of stress and anxiety continues is because we're constantly still in environments where that old story of, yeah, you do have to work harder in order to be successful, or you do have to look a certain way or do a certain thing in order to be accepted or to be loved. We're still in environments, in our families, in our jobs, in society at large, that constantly feeds us those messages. And since we've grown up with those messages and they're reinforced on a daily basis all the time, we believe, we feel that to be true, that we can't just relax and be ourselves and trust that just being yourself is enough. So we have to, first of all, remember that message, be reminded of that message, and find our ways to environments and places and groups of people where that is not only the message, but that is the experience. That is the experience of how you are received, how you are seen, and how you are supported. Is that just being yourself, wherever you are at in your journey, is enough. It's more than enough. And that you can relax. You can just relax into being yourself. And I speak this from personal experience because, I woke up with anxiety this morning and I had to sit with it and really, really work with it and be like, where is this coming from? Like, what is the root belief of this anxiety that I'm feeling in my chest and in my body? And what came through was this message that there was still a residual feeling that I had to do something more, that I had to be someone I'm not, or that I just couldn't just relax, that I'm enough. And the message felt so true that I really felt called to share it with others, because I know there's a global pandemic of stress and anxiety out there, and it affects all of us personally. It affects how we parent, it affects our intimate partner relationships, it affects how we show up at work, how we do business, how we relate to our communities, and I don't tolerate it anymore. I want to be a part of the paradigm shift of how we relate to anxiety and understanding the root cause of it. So that's why I felt called to come on and share this message. And I will continue to do so as the messages that I feel would be helpful to shifting the global pandemic of stress and anxiety in our world. And if you would like further support with this, either individually or in a collective format in the Waterkeepers community, where we are doing this work of trusting our authentic selves, uncovering and discovering who we truly are, and being fully seen and accepted and loved and supported on that journey of just showing up and being yourself, being your most authentic self, speaking your truths, living your truths, then reach out to me, and it would be my truth and my pleasure and my honor to support you on this journey and be a part of a collective shift in how we relate to ourselves and each other and our lives. So thank you for listening. All right, have a beautiful, beautiful day.